One of the most common myths is that when you are leveling up, when you are growing, when you are evolving, it feels good. No, it often feels terrible. And today we're going to talk about some ways to tell that you're leveling up, even if it doesn't feel good.
We all have a new client, and by new I mean within the last month, that did the works. He's coached by Amy, he's coached by Kevin, he's coached by me, and he is a rollin'.
Next Level Nation, today for episode number 2201. 3 hints you're leveling up even if you don't feel like it. So Alan and I were talking before this episode, and we're always trying to figure out, okay, what's going to be the best episode? What can we do to add value? And Alan said, well, I have an example from an anonymous client. And I said, all right, what do you got? And he said, well, essentially, this person is the most dialed in they've ever been, but they don't feel like it. They don't feel great about it. And I think that's a very common experience. Somebody asked me the other day, they said, what is one thing about the personal development industry that you think is portrayed as one thing, but is completely different? And I said that growth feels good. I mean, everything.
How many do you want?
Yeah, how much time do we have? But that growth feels good. That growth is somebody standing on the top of a mountain with their hands held high, screaming, yeah, I did it. When in reality, it's oftentimes lying on the side of a mountain with a broken leg, thinking, holy shit, this is absolutely terrible. I'm never going to make it to the summit of this mountain. I think that's a really good example of it. But since this was your client and your idea, let's dive into, from your perspective, what are 3 hints? What are 3 suggestions? What are 3 ways to figure out that you're actually leveling up even if you don't feel like it?
All my clients listening will recognize this. I always, throughout a session, will stop us and say, wait, real quick, true, false, semi-true. And I'll have them close their eyes. I close my eyes. I say, I blank, I person A, am the most dialed in I've ever been. And they say true. Almost always. I, person A, am the most productive and effective I have ever been. True. Sometimes semi-true, but usually true. Never false. And then I, person A, am the most aligned I have ever been with my goals and dreams and making progress toward them. True. And it's like, okay, cool. I know you feel like hell right now. I know it feels like nothing's working. I know that you're struggling. And the metaphor is, when you're climbing a mountain, the climb is always a struggle. It's the view that's awesome. And I think it's really hard for us to overcome this human tendency to feel like, to keep climbing when it feels like nothing's working.
No.
Because the truth is, it's all relative. Like, I'll give you an example. Today I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to do 10 coaching sessions, trainings, and podcasts. That is going to be a tough day, and it's not going to feel like I'm crushing everything. We were supposed to get 2 done today. We're only going to get 1. And we had an hour-long block. We were going to get 2 done. We were only going to get 1. I feel like I'm losing already, but I'm actually winning in real life. So the feeling is different than the reality. Here's another piece. Wake up today. I have those 10 back-to-backs. Awesome. That's going to be a grind. That's going to be a lot. That's going to be tough. I'm going to break here. Okay, I got to get this. Okay, email, boom. All right, how do I? Okay, I'm going to be late. Okay, it's a lot. It's a fight. I'm waking up and I'm getting in it, and I'm in a fight. And I don't mean to fight negatively. I am in gratitude too. But it's going to be intense. It's going to be a struggle. But dude, I am more productive. I'm going to accomplish more today and earn more money today than I used to in an entire week when I was in my early 20s. Mm-hmm. That concept of reality versus feelings is so important. It's so, I don't know why I say important. So
Importante.
Important. It's so critical because if you listen to your feelings are going to say, no, sir, please stop, sir. Like, I don't know why that's the way I put that.
He's proper pronunciation of important. We're just starting. We're going. We're on the train right now.
Your body, your system, your feelings. Yeah, let's say this. Your body, your mind, your psychology, your brain, your central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, all of you your entire physical system, is designed to keep you safe. It's not designed to grow and crush it. It's not. And so your feelings are emotional signals saying, hey, just so you know, you could get rejected here. Hey, Alan, just so you know, that person's going to be pissed that you're 3 minutes late. Hey, Alan, just so you know, this podcast, if you say this thing about your past, your mom might hear it. Hey, just so you know, your whole fucking day is your feelings trying to tell you to stop. But if you want to be successful, you have to push through that shit. You have to. And the truth is, dude, people are like, oh, well, I think you should listen to your feelings. I don't know if that's true. Dude, every set, you get to 15 reps or whatever it is, and you still have 3 more left. But your brain says, hey, I don't know. It's a little risky. You're better off just stopping at 15. What if you get injured? I don't know. This kind of fucking blows. This hurts, especially abs. It's like, oh my God. You have to stop listening to your feelings in those tough moments. Because I easily could have canned my day.
Yeah.
Everyone would be okay with it. Seriously, real talk.
Yes.
Everyone would be like, you know what? Alan deserves a day. No, I don't. My goals don't give a fuck. The truth is you have to push through your feelings. You have to. And I'm sorry, but it's true. You should listen to your feelings because they're an emotional signal trying to tell you something. But just because you get the signal accurately in terms of assessing it doesn't mean you listen to it. So the emotional signal is saying, hey, Alan, you're outside your comfort zone. You're headed towards your anxiety zone. You're in your growth zone. Okay, now you're 15, 16, 17, 18. Maybe it's a little reckless to go for 20. Okay, let's go for 22. Oh. And eventually it's like, okay, body, okay, mind, okay, feeling. I'm going to stop now because you're right. I'm going to rip my shit. But you can't stop the first moment you feel discomfort. Like,
there's a difference between listening to it and being guided by it. That's my theory. You can hear it. You can hear it, and then decide what you want to be guided by. Because to your point, you can't just be guided by your emotions. Because if you are, then you're going to be, every time you don't feel great, you're not going to do it. Every time you're a little bit uncertain, you're not going to do it. But I think for me, it's the same. I have them, I hear them, I listen to them, and then I decide what do I want to be guided by. And I try to choose logic over emotion almost every time. I try. Do I always? No.
What do you say to someone who, I said this on a podcast not long ago, and she was she's extremely, permission to just be honest with everyone right now. This person's very overweight. Not in shape at all. She had me on her podcast, and I appreciated it, and I don't think she was expecting me to be so direct. And she gave a whole bunch of disclaimers as to why she used to be in shape, and she used to exercise, and all this kind of stuff, and I was talking about feelings and how you have to push through them in order to be in great shape. And you have to push through them in order to achieve high goals. And you have to push through them in order to, you have to do things you don't want to do in order to be successful. That was my thesis. And that's a fucking fact, by the way. Anyone who denies that is out of their mind. Of course you have to go to any really successful person and they'll tell you, yep, it was painful. It was brutal. It was a struggle every step of the way. And I had to force myself every single day. I have a very, very successful multimillionaire person who started a business 26 years ago. And he says, every day is a fucking shit sandwich. And every day you have to take a bite out of that fucking shit sandwich every fucking day. He's absolutely right. Every day you have to eat a shit sandwich. That's facts. And this woman was like, no, but you got to listen to your feelings. And like my feelings tell me and all this stuff. And I was like, with all the love and respect in the world, you're really, really, really out of shape. This whole podcast, you've talked about how you used to be in shape. And she was acting like a fitness guru, which is why this was so hard for me. You're not leading by example. I have problems with people who don't lead by example. If you're 350 pounds, why are you talking about fitness to your listeners? You have a responsibility to tell your listeners the truth. You have a responsibility. It's so... And I was like, with all the love and respect, you do need to push through your feelings in fitness. You do have to. Like, I didn't feel like going to the gym when I was 160 pounds, skinny fat 10 years ago. I didn't feel like quitting drinking. I wanted to drink. I wanted to party. I wanted to have fun. I wanted to have friends. I wanted to be at every barbecue. But that's not what success is. So if you want to have a high quality of life in the present moment and you don't care about your future at all, yes, go listen to your feelings. 100%. But if you want to get to the next fucking level, and then the level after that, and 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 then you want to reach your full potential, and you really want to achieve big, meaningful goals, and you want to look back on your life and be proud of yourself, you better fight through your feelings every fucking day.
Alan is fired up. If you want to get to the next level, and then the next level, and the next level, and the next level, and the next level, and the level after that, and the next level, Alan has one-on-one coaching spots available. Yes, intense, but you'll be the most accountable, the most dialed in, and you'll most likely have the most necessity you ever have. We'll have his email in the show notes below. Okay, give me some fucking hints that you're leveling up. You know what I mean?
Your feelings are telling you you're not.
But there's times where your feelings are telling you that you're not, that you're actually not.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah. That's so true. That was actually my concern about this episode.
Yeah, fair.
Because there's someone I'm thinking of who we're coaching. Amy's coaching him, I'm coaching him, you're coaching him. This person is in the epicenter of Next Level University, and he's doing it, and he's grinding, and he's fitness, and he's working out every day. It's good for you, man.
Strong work, buddy.
But he feels like he's not making any progress. Okay, it's because effort in is greater than progress out. That's how it works.
Let me jump in real quick. Mm-hmm. Him and I met, and we were going through metrics. Mm-hmm. I was taking him through stats, analytics. And he's like, I'm so glad we went through this because I felt like nothing was happening. That would be one hint for me, is the numbers are changing. The numbers.
Sometimes they don't change, though.
I know sometimes they don't. I know sometimes. And again, everything we say is going to be take it with a grain of salt because depending on where you are, this is going to be different. But, okay, 3 hints you're leveling up, even if you don't feel like it. 1, the number is changing. What does that mean? Let's say you're a coach out there and you went from 1 coaching call and then you did another one and boom, boom. Now you're up to 15 coaching calls. You've done 15 coaching calls. Honestly, you probably feel worse about yourself at this point.
Okay, good. Yeah. Why?
Right? Because
you 100%. Now you know how much you suck.
You know what it's like to be 15 in, and it probably has gotten a little bit more challenging than you expected. And you have a little bit more self-belief than you did, but I think the challenging part outweighs the self-belief part.
Do you feel like how do I was on with a client last night and I was trying to explain. She's like, yeah, but it does get better eventually, right? And I said, your quality of life will improve over time, yes. But it will you'll never feel better about the grind. And I'll explain why. If you picture an exponential growth curve, which is just up and to the right, like a hockey stick, the end of a hockey stick. I said the people who cash in. Okay, this is a good metaphor. Think of someone who's peaked. Give me someone's career who they peaked a while ago.
Who peaked a while ago? Backstreet Boys.
Okay, perfect. Okay. During the climb, during the grind, they probably were struggling a lot.
I would imagine.
Because it was a lot. It was overwhelming. It's like, we have to be here, we have to be here, we have to be here. Okay, now we got caught lip syncing. I'm kidding. I don't know. Okay, but it's a whole fucking thing. People are taking advantage. They're losing money. They're spending money. They're investing money. They're doing it. When they stopped and they were exponentially growing. Mm-hmm. They were just going and going and going. Okay, after they peak, things cool down. If they wanted to keep that growth rate, they would have had to fight every day.
Right.
That when you invest in the stock market, it's a metaphor. When you stop investing and you start liquidating, that's the payout phase. In investing, there's a concept, the accumulation phase and the payout phase. When you see people with new cars and new homes and enjoying life and going on vacation, that's the payout phase. That's not the accumulation phase. And obviously sometimes it's payout accumulation. But there's some people I'm thinking of that are in there, they just turned 60 and they're in the payout phase. I mean, they're just Ferraris and Porsches and houses, but that in their 30s, it was nothing but grind.
Yeah.
It was nothing but grind. But the problem is we're always, okay, so right now there's 8 billion people on this planet and you're on social media seeing a lot of payout phases. You're not seeing their accumulation phase, because the accumulation phase is behind the scenes. And I think that if you are going to continue the growth rate, you and I are trying to grow this company 30% year over year, which is 7% quarter over quarter. If we want to sustain that long term and the numbers get very big, we can't step off the gas. This person we're thinking of that's coached by Amy, Kevin, and myself, this person can't step off the gas because they're not going to transition into a payout phase.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once you start retiring, quote unquote, and liquidating your assets, you basically get to enjoy it now. So it feels really easy and your quality of life is really high and it feels easy. But the only reason why it feels easy now is because you basically, it's almost like if you're climbing a mountain, during the climb, it will never feel easy. When you get to the top, it will feel easy to look out and see the view because you're just sitting there. You're not climbing anymore. And I think that the good metaphor here is imagine a mountain. Life is a mountain that you have to climb. You can choose not to climb it, but then you're not going to have high self-esteem. You're not going to be successful. So make sure you're climbing your mountain. As you climb, the climb gets harder, not easier, but you get better at climbing. But it's an infinite mountain that never stops. And I think that I need you to sell this because I think that people get demoralized by that. It's like, oh, well, there's got to be an end at some point. No, there isn't.
I don't even think it's that. I literally have a message from somebody. I haven't read the whole thing, so I don't know. But it was a message essentially on the lines of like, I don't feel like anything I'm doing is working and I don't know what to do. I'm like kind of at the end of my rope with whether or not I think this is even worth continuing with. Like the podcast, the business. And I think it's, I haven't said anything yet because I got to read the whole, it was a long message and I just, you know how you can like hold the message down in WhatsApp and it shows you a preview? Mm-hmm. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't anything like anything. The first line of the message was, this is going to sound really heavy. So I wanted to see what it was. I want to make sure everything was okay with this person. Now more than ever, I don't necessarily believe we all start out trying to get to the top of the mountain. I think a lot of us, the base camp one is a lot further than we thought. I don't even think it's the top of the mountain. For most people, it's the first client, it's the first job, it's the first proposal, it's the first whatever. And the problem is, it takes a long fucking time to go from 0 to 1.
Yeah.
You know how I got a client recently that it's probably $1,000 a month client, $1,500 a month over the next couple. I didn't even think about it. Like, cool, awesome, great. Check that off. You know, that would have changed my fucking life 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. I would have lost sleep over it. I would have gone out to a celebration dinner. I probably would have cried about it. I literally was like, oh, cool, awesome. I didn't even think about it. And again, this isn't a flex. This is when you have 50 clients, going from 50 to 51, it doesn't change that much. When you have 0 clients and it seems impossible to get the first one, you put so much weight into it. So much weight into that. I think that's what it is. I don't think it's the top of the mountain. I think it's the first base camp, and the first base camp is most likely, and here's the weird thing, most likely the longest one because you're climbing the most slowly in a way.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't know. I'm not going to climb.
Longest in terms of time. Yeah. Not longest in terms of distance.
Longest in terms of time, not... Would you say longest in terms of time, not in terms of elevation?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I said this to a client yesterday, and I want to give everyone the numbers here, and I'll be brief about it because I know we got to jump.
We're going to have to do part 2. We've gotten, so far, we're 0 for 3 on Alan's and 0 hints that you're leveling up, even if you don't feel like it.
No, that's not true. I said it feels like you're not. That's hint 1.
Okay, so you got 1 hint from both of us. We're going to have to do part 2 to do the other ones. And I think this is good because it's not... I'm realizing that what we do is we talk about the principles and we have deep conversations about success, not here are the 3 hints, go do it. I don't know if we're ever really going to be that podcast because I want to talk about the shit underneath too, so it's all gravy. Good.
I showed a client this yesterday. Kevin and I, in the first 2 years in business, together grossed $13,000.
It's rough.
That's the thing you were talking about.
Yeah. One
client is like a big uptick. It's like, oh my God, we can pay our bills. Okay. We have grossed in the last 2 years, I'm assuming 2025 is in this based on our projections, $900,000 this year and last year. That's what we're projected for. 900,000 in 2 years versus 13 grand in 2 years, the same time frame.
Yeah.
So real quick, and I know I got to jump, but I need to show the math of this. 900,000 divided by 13,000. We made 70 times more in these last 2 years than the first 2 years in business. How do I explain that to people? Because, dude, if you didn't know that this would happen, and honestly, it was more me knowing it would happen,
Yeah, I didn't.
You would have quit, because why wouldn't you quit? If the promise isn't clear, the price is horrible to pay.
You know, I said this to a client the other day. I said, you know, time does not solve for misaligned strategy. I said, go ahead, fucking fill up a glass, put it in the freezer, and set the freezer at 33. Never going to freeze. Doesn't matter. You can leave it in there forever. It's
Nice.
not going to freeze.
It's a fire metaphor.
A great metaphor.
Great metaphor.
Same on the opposite end. Like, I'm going to boil water. Cool. Leave it on at 198 degrees forever, and it won't ever boil.
100%.
I understand this more than ever. When people are talking about motivational stuff of like, you got to keep going, 100%, of course you have to keep going. And you got to find the right strategy. Because if you don't find the right strategy, continuing to go is just going to be torturous because you're not going to feel like you're making any progress.
Yeah.
There's something, that's why success is so hard. I can't give you John Doe or Jane Smith out there the strategy because what you're doing is different in some way than what I'm doing. And I can't give you the exact blueprint.
That's why we don't like the 3 steps to whatever. That's
Right.
exactly why.
Because there isn't.
I want to do an episode at some point on
boy.
success is not a destination, it's a process.
Oh boy. Okay, let me write
And it's a
that
process that improves. I was thinking about that this morning. Like, Alan, just keep investing in the right accounts. Alan, keep doing the process. Keep doing the flywheel. Keep cranking the flywheel. Keep rocking and rolling. Keep building. The first thing I said to you when I first saw you today is another nail in the structure.
Yeah.
I think success is not a destination. It's a process. The goal is the milestone toward success, but real success is a process that you iterate upon forever. It doesn't end unless you want to do a payout phase eventually, which is then you can actually retire if you want to.
All right, cool. We're going to do a part 2.
We're a
tomorrow-
success podcast now, and
Yeah,
I think
for
it's
sure.
different for us. It's good.
It is different. And I always try to walk the line of never having too many blanket statements, right? Like, success is hard as shit. It's hard. And anybody who tells you it's not hard is trying to sell you something.
100%.
Right? And even us, like, join the Next Level Podcast Accelerator. I'd love to have you, and it will help you, and your journey is still going to be fucking challenging. Mm-hmm. It will be less so, but it's not like it's going to go from a level 10 to a level 1. It's going to go from a level 10 to a level 8.5.
And
Because you have the map. You have the map. You have the strategy. So we'll have the link below for the Next Level Podcast Accelerator starting on October 7th with the discount code NLU listener at checkout. It ends up being $24 per call. There's 12 sessions, 3 coaches, and a partridge in a pear tree.
And if you join us, your water will boil.
We're gonna. That's the first step.
We're gonna boil your water.
We're gonna boil your water. You're gonna make your ice. Whatever it is.
Cool. I love it.
All right.
Good metaphor, man.
I appreciate it. As always, we love you. We appreciate you. Grateful for each and every one of you. And if you are as dedicated as you say you are to getting to that level of success, to getting to the next level, make sure you tune in tomorrow because we'll be here every single day to help you get there.
Keep reaching for your full potential. Next Level Nation.